Hi everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to make my stork design. The baby that's inside right now, it's Loom's Creations baby boy or girl charm. I thought it was a nice little compliment to it all. So if you want to make the baby after, I will post the channel, the link in my description box. And the colors that I'm going to use today are going to be white, black, and red, and I'm going to make the blanket part, I'm going to do in pink. So choose the color that you'd like for the blanket. I'm going to get started. I'm going to use one loom, and first we're going to make the wings. So we're going to need our peg to be in the straight position. So just lifting this up, we're going to lower it and push it back down so it's straight. So I just popped it up and moved it down with our arrows pointing down. I'm going to start by showing you how to do the wings now, and we're going to use white and black. So starting with white, we are going to go down the loom on the right 8 times using double bands. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now going in down the middle 6 times using double white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now on the left, 5 times going down using double bands white. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to switch to the black color bands. So using double black, we're going to go down on the left 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Don't mind, these are my extra leg and wings. Double bands, we're going to go from the left and we're going to stretch down on the right, like this. Taking double bands, we're going to fill in the middle. We're going to go down 3 times. 1, 2, and 3 to this elastic. Now taking double bands, we're going to go down one more time in the middle. And now on the right side, we're going to close it in by attaching it to our last peg with black elastics. We're just going to stretch up and push down. So that was just a little bit of a stretch. Taking a single black, we're going to cap the end here 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Get a push down. Now taking some holding black bands, we're going to use some white and some black. At first we're just going to take a single and we're going to go across the 3 pegs. Broken. Now again, you might just want to push down actually. Get everything a little push down and just go across. So that would be 2, 3, 4, and 1 more with white, total 5. Now taking black, we're going to go 3 times with holding bands. A single, right across, and again. Now we're ready to loop up. So we're going to reach in the bottom, moving our cap bands out of the way, grabbing the top 2 bands, pulling it up, holding your cap bands down. We're going to stretch it to the right. Reaching in and bring these 2 bands to the middle. Reaching in and grabbing your top 2, which is to the middle, going back and getting your 2 that is going to the left. Now we're just going to loop up the middle. Reaching in, do not grab your holding bands. Reaching in, and just go all the way up. Now we can do the middle, reaching in, and grabbing your bands and go all the way up. And on the right side, all the way to the top. Okay, so that should look like that. Now you're going to need 2 bands, double bands, but first we're going to have to take these off the loom. So unfortunately, this is the only way that I could figure it out without the wing twisting on the body. So just reach in on the right, grabbing those bands, reach in, grabbing the middle, and reach in, grabbing the left. Don't put too much pressure on your hook, and just pull up and off the loom. So your wing should look like this. Just put all the bands flat, and we're going to slide these on double bands, white. So grabbing your double bands with your hook and support it with your finger. Now you can take in sections and just slide them on the elastic, on the double bands. And then bring that end up onto your hook. Now I'm just going to store these. I'm going to use the last 5 pegs, 1 for tail, 2 for the feet, and 2 for the tails. And you can just store them there, just like that. Now you can pause the video and make yourself another one. Now I'll be showing you how to do the feet extensions, the leg extensions. We'll be using red bands and double. So we're going to go down 7 times on the right using double bands. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now taking double bands, we're just going to, oh guys, forgive me. We need to move this middle peg up. I'm really, really sorry. So just pop it off and go up just 1. So all the pegs are going in diagonal in its original position. I'm so sorry. So double bands, we're going to go from the middle over to the up to the right, and we're going to go down to the 3rd last peg on the right. And right to there. So you have 2 empty pegs. Now on the right, in the middle, you're going to go down the peg 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Push down. Taking 2 bands, we're just going to go up from the middle to the right to close it off and push down. Taking a single, wrap it around the middle peg 3 times. 1, 2, and 3, and push down. Now we're going to take a single and we're going to twist it to double it, the single, and we're going to go on a triangle as a holding band, and we're going to do this one more time. So I'm just going to twist it, and a holding band, and a triangle. It was overlapping, it is overlapping the other triangle right here. So now we're ready to loop up. So reaching in, moving your cap bands out of the way, grabbing your top 2, I'm just going to hold the cap bands down so I don't fall off, and go to the right. Your next 2 are just going straight up. Reach in the middle and go up. We're going to loop all the way to the right, reach in, and to the right. Now we're going to loop up all the way on the right side. Reaching in, getting the bottom elastics, so now we can just take it off very gently, and you can attach it to the side, wherever you'd like. I'm just going to use these spots right here. So you can pause the video and make yourself another one. Now we're going to do the tail. And the tail we're going to use white bands, double bands, and we're just going to start at the left up to the top right, middle. Double bands from the middle to the right, going 3 times down on the right, 2, 1 more, 3. On the left, 3 times, 1, 2, and 3, push down. I'm just going to close it in using double bands from the left down to the center. And on the other side, push down. Now filling in the middle with double bands. I lost one. Okay, just push everything down. And we're going to cap this last peg here 3 times. Sorry, everything moved. 1, 2, and 3. Now using single bands, we're going to make a triangle for holding bands. 2 and 1 more, 3. So it should look like that. Now we're ready to loop up. So reaching in, moving those cap bands out of the way. The first 2 bands are going to the middle. The next 2 are going to the right. The next 2 are going to the left. So let's just loop all the way to the top on the left side, reaching in. And one more time. On the right side, loop all the way to the top. And now the middle. We're going to take 2 single bands or double bands and we're going to just slide them on. We're not going to do a slip knot, so just reach in between all those bands and just slide those bands onto your hook. And now you can remove off the loom. And there's your tail. I'm just going to place it on the loom for safekeeping. And now I'm going to show you how to do the beak. We're going to do the bottom beak first, and we're going to be using red bands. So I'm just going to move these out of the way. So using double bands, we're going to take a single and wrap it around your hook 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Taking double bands, we're going to slide that elastic on, so like this, and then just attach to your loom, really anywhere you'd like. You can start at the top, it's just going down twice. Now taking 2 bands, we're going to wrap each one around our hook, 1 at a time, 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do this again. 1, 2, and 3. Taking double bands, we're going to slide these on, so support it on your finger and just slide by section, like that. And now put it on your loom, so it looks like this. And now taking a single band, we're just going to cap it 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to loop this up. So we're just going to reach in. We're not going to add any elastics right now because these act as, instead of me telling you to wrap it around 4 times, 4 different elastics individually, 2 of them are here, just making it a little bit easier, or trying to make it easier for you. Now take a single and wrap it around your hook 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to slide these when we're looping these double bands right here. So just take your bands and just slide it on and go forward. I'm just going to leave that there for a second. And now we're going to do our top beak, excuse me, and we're going to use double bands, and we're going to just go like that. Now taking a single, wrap it around your hook 3 times, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to slide it on double bands, just like that, and put it on your loom. Now we're going to take one elastic and wrap it around our hook 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Taking one more elastic, wrapping it 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to slide this on 3 bands. This is a little bit different than my Woody Woodpecker beak. I just wanted his beak a little bit bigger. So just slide it on your 3 bands and put it on your loom. Now we're going to use 2 cap bands and we're going to wrap it around this peg here 3 times each. So just push everything down and wrap 1, 2, and 3. Give it a little push down, and again one more time, 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. So now this one we're just going to loop up this one band, well, this section here that has 3 bands on it, and go here. Just make a teardrop. Now we're going to slide 1 band onto these. So wrap it 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Oops, we have to slide it on. And up. So now you're going to need something to hold them on. I think I forgot to mention that part to you. I'm sorry. So I do have extra hooks. You can slide them on toothpicks or skewers or whatever, but right now I'm going to put them to the side. I have extra hooks, and we're just going to leave them to the side. And another one. And that's what they look like. We can fix later. So now I'm going to show you how to do the body. And we're going to be using white bands right now. So I'm just going to move all these out of the way. And I'm going to use white. Taking double bands, we're going to start at the top from left up to the right. And then middle down to the right. We're going to proceed 3 times down the right. 1, 2, and 3. And now on the left 3 times using double bands. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to use double bands and we're going to go in the middle 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Just give everything a push down. We need some red bands. I'm going to use double. We're going to go from the left peg up to the right. Push down. Again, we're going to go from the middle to the right. Push down. And now double red bands, we're going to close off the face. So going from the left down to the middle. And now we're going to close off this section like that. Taking 2 more bands, double bands, closing in the middle. Now, our white bands, we're going to use 3. We're going to use 3 bands for the neck. Just give it a push down. Now double bands for the shoulders. So from left up to the middle, middle down to the right. Now using your double bands, go all the way down the loom on your right side, all the way to the end. That would be 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now taking double bands, just fill in the middle all the way to the end. Might want to push down. That'd be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Just give everything a push down. Now we're going to put on our tail on the last peg right here in the middle. But right now, if your tail is like mine, your tail would be curling upward. We want that curl to face the back. So I'm just going to reach in the bottom and take it off that way instead of going down. So now my curl is going to be facing the back. And place it on. Push down. I'm going to remove a leg. You're going to want to make sure that your leg is facing outwards for your right. So I just took it off just to show you. Because if it's facing this way, it's going to be curved in. We don't want to curve the feet inwards. We want to curve the feet outwards. So I'm just going to put this back. And I'm going to put it on the right side. And my curve is facing out. Now taking your white bands, we're going to go down the left side twice using double bands, 1 and 2. Give it a push down. I'm going to remove one of my wings. And what we want is to attach these 2 bands to your shoulder and these 2 bands 1 peg down, so to these. The only thing is you want this long white part of the bands facing downwards. So if it goes like this, it's not gonna work properly. So if you can just make sure that the long part is going on your second peg down. So just put it on. And this is your wings like that. And now we're going to attach these wings to this side. So taking off, I'm just going to turn the loom around. So now it's probably like this. We need the wings to be down this way. So you could either remove it off your hook and then grab it the right way, just switch it around, or I'm just going to loop this way. So grabbing these 2 bands, I'm just going to use my fingers and put them on, and grabbing these 2 and sliding them on. So like that. So both the long parts are facing down. Now I'm just going to remove my foot, keep it to the side for a second, and fill in the rest of the left side with double bands. One more time. And I'm going to attach my foot, making sure that the foot is facing out. Make sure it's not like that. Otherwise you have to take it off and just grab the bands and switch it. So you can just slide it on like that. So 2 feet are facing outwards. Now taking some holding bands, we're just going to do triangle, single bands, and we're just going to go like that. Again, that would be 2, 3, again 4, 5, Now taking double bands. So it was 5 single. We're going to use double here. And 1 single. We're going to go to triangle, taking our hook, just going up and push down. Now we're left to make the eyes. So I'm going to use bands. I'm going to use 2 black. I'm just going to move this out for a second. And 2 white and slide it on a white band. So taking a black, I'm going to wrap it around my hook 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Taking a single, I'm going to wrap twice on this side and twice on this side. 1, 2, 1, and 2. There's one eye. Again. 1, 2, and 3. And wrap it twice on one side and twice on the other, 2 times. 1, oh, I lost my eye, sorry. 1, 2, and now this side, 1 and 2. And we're just going to slide this on a single white band. So you take your sections, and again, and just slide it on. We're going to attach this to our loom from the 3rd peg going down on the left to this 3rd peg on the right. And just separate. Some more holding bands, just 1 right there. Now we're ready to loop up, and we're going to loop up to here, and I'm going to show you when to put the beak on. So reaching in on your left side, we're going to grab our 2 bands and go up. We're going to go all the way up to the neck. Don't grab the holding bands. Move it over. Here, do not grab the wings. Put it to the side and grab the bottom 2 bands. The bottom 2 bands. And now on the right, reaching in. Move your leg out of the way. And go all the way up to the neck. Don't grab the wing, the bottom, and the shoulder. Now the middle. Move the tail out of the way. And go all the way up to the shoulder. Here, we're going to loop up the shoulder, so reaching in and grabbing your 3 bands for your neck, and grabbing the top 2 red bands, we're going to go here, like that. Now we're going to add the beak on. We're going to add, excuse me, we're going to add the smaller beak, which is the bottom beak, and we're going to take these 2 bands and attach it here, and these 2 bands, excuse me, and attach it here. So just slide it on, push it down, and bring it to the other side, and push it down. Push everything down. Now your top. These 2 bands here, and these 2 bands here. We just want to make sure they're straight. They're not twisted. Here, and the other side, and push down. So now we're going to loop up these red bands, which my top 2 are going to my right. So reaching in, and now the other 2 is going to the left. And now we have these red bands to loop up. So you can kind of pull it to the side if you want, so you know what you're grabbing. Reaching in. And go to the middle. If you have tension, don't force it. Just reach in and move everything around. Here on the right side now, we're going to grab these 2 bands. and go to the middle. And now loop up the left side, reaching in, all the way to the top, and on the right, reaching in, don't grab your eye, all the way to the middle, and now reaching in this red section, we're going to grab our double white bands, so just reach in, make sure your eyes are separated, and all the way to the top. We're going to take a single elastic band and we're going to reach in and do a slip knot. So pull it up, grabbing all these bands and just slide it over. Okay, and get a little tug. Now it's ready to come off. And there's your stork. So your beak will probably be stuck a little bit, so you can just pull it out. You can fool around with that later by taking a toothpick, and you just take section 3 bands at a time and just fix it and just keep on. You won't have to fix that much, but you just want to take out the twists. And then the bottoms, just make sure they're all out. This one band, you can just reach in if you'd like, anywhere, and just pull it through. The feet, you can just give a little stretch and it will come all together. And I'm going to use a C-clip right now, and I'm just going to attach one band on this side with, it doesn't matter where at all or how, to one band on this side and one band on this side. So it really, I'm just putting it in any kind of random spot. There is no special way. So this is at the back though. So I'm just grabbing another one and another one, so it will stay in the back. Now I'm going to show you how to do the blanket part for the stork, and I'm going to be using pink. So using single bands, we're just going to go from top left to the top right, and we're just going to go all the way down with single bands, all the way down. The left side, the middle side, and the right side. What single bands? All the way. In the middle. Single bands. Oh, one fell in there. Just take that out. All the way to the end, and on the left side. Now, if you'd like to just push all of these down, I'm just going to use my hook, a little bit easier. And the other side. And now we're going to use single holding bands all the way down to the bottom using single in a triangle. All the way. And this one, we're just going to bring up and just give it a push down. We're going to cap off the two bottoms with a single band 3 times. 1, 2, and 3, and the other side. 1, 2, and 3. So it should look like this. Now we're ready to loop up. So I'm just going to randomly go in on the left side, doesn't matter which side because all of them is just looped right up straight, and go up, reaching in, making all your teardrops. Oops. And we can go on the right, so reaching in, grab that bottom band, the one here, all the way to the top, and now the middle. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I missed one. Just going to grab it and go to the middle. I'm sorry about that. And now the middle. Go all the way to the top. Okay, so now we're going to take a single band and we're just going to go in here and just bring it on top the single band. Do not do a slip knot, and bring it on. So now it's ready to come off. And it should look like this. So now we're going to grab our holding band, our cap band, excuse me. We're going to grab 2 of them. And on the other side, just find your cap band. We're just going to grab 2 of them. 2 of the loops. Okay. We're going to now take those 2 loops and we're just going to slide it through the top one. So we're just going to take these top bands from the top and we're just going to do a slide through. Taking the next 2 and just slide it through like that. Okay, that's all I did. If you know of a different way or a better way, you know, this is all I did for the blanket. Taking your stork, we're just going to let go of those 2 loops for a second. We're going to go in the back of the head. So at the back, below these red bands going at the top, we're just going to push through into the mouth, grabbing these 2 bands, and just pull it to the back. And I grabbed a red band. We just want the 2 pink ones. So I'm just going to grab that pink one. And you're just going to grab a C-hook, a C-clip, rather, and just attach it like that. So you can just fool around with fixing this up, but it's pretty much easy. You just fix the eyes. I always take toothpicks and just move them around. And then the other side, move it around. And you can take Marloom's Creation baby charm and just stick it in. Backwards. And it will look like this. I hope you like this design, and if you know, there's please subscribe at the bottom, and I'll see you next time with another design. Bye for now.